Okay, now I'm going to show you how to bind off. This is when you have finished your project and you're ready to finish off your work and get it off of the needles. Okay, so if you are in a row where you're going to be adding to a knit, my last 2 rows here were knit stitches, then you're going to bind off using a knit stitch. If you're binding off where you're going to be adding to your purl stitches, then you would bind off using purl. So why don't we stick with the knit stitch, since I think that's the easiest way to do it. We're going to go ahead and knit 2 stitches, and I'm doing that with the continental style, which is the most comfortable for me. Okay, now I have 2 stitches knitted onto my right needle. Now with my left needle, I'm going to grab my first stitch and pull it over my second stitch. Okay, now I'm left with 1 stitch on my right needle. Then we're going to knit the next stitch, and again we have 2 stitches on the right needle, and grab that first stitch and pull it, oops, over the second stitch. I'll do that a few more times. If I can get this in focus, there we go. Okay, 2 stitches with your left needle. Grab that, pull it over that stitch. And when you're binding off, you don't want to make very tight stitches, or you'll have a puckered look. Now if you look at the top of this, they look like a whole row of knit stitches up here. And that gives you a nice finished look. This is not the only way to bind off, but it's good for a beginner. Okay, so you're going to do the whole row like this until you are left with just 1 stitch on your right needle. And I'm just going to keep going. Like this. Now another way to bind off is called a decrease stitch, and that is when you would knit 2 stitches together, and that we're going to learn in our next class. Is we'll do decreases and increases. Okay, got a couple more here, and here you can see how it's looking. Looks nice and finished off. And last one. Okay, now we're left with 1 stitch. And what I like to do at this point is grab the yarn onto my right needle. I don't need this left needle anymore. And just knit it through that loop. And then I would cut this. I like my recycled scissors here. And pull it all the way through. and pull it tight. And there we've removed our work from the needle completely, and it has a nice finished edge. At the end of your work, you're going to want to get an embroidery needle and thread your yarn with it and just weave it through the stitches, maybe a couple of inches worth, and then cut your yarns shorter. So you have two to do that with. You have your beginning tail and your ending tail that will need to be woven through your work to hide it.